Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rise and Shine. It's your boy Troy Gill, and of course, we have lots of information for you today. Great content coming your way. But of course, we have to start with this morning's fitness to get your heart pumping, get your blood flowing, get you ready to start your day. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
No matter your beliefs, whatever your dreams, we all have one thing in common. We call these islands home. Beautiful Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. However, they are threatened by our actions. But we can collectively begin a new path in which our economic prosperity and well being does not irreparably damage our islands. Let's use our natural resources in conscious and sustainable ways so that future generations too can enjoy our home. Let's care for our environment and keep it litter free and beautiful. Let's all pledge to take action against climate change by changing our behavior and changing our lifestyles to protect our environment. Join us today and let's keep Grenada green and clean.
All right, guys, so thank you so much for joining us this morning. And of course, we want to start with this morning's fitness. We want to get that heart pumping, get that blood flowing, get you ready to start your day. All right, so I want you to join me this morning as we get to stepping. All right, make sure that you lifting those legs and you're moving those hands, right? Everything moving. Make sure that everything is moving. You want to get that blood flowing. You just woke up, all right? And you want to get that blood flowing. You want to get that heart pumping, all right? So you can tackle anything that today throws at you, all right? So we're stepping. So what we are going to do is a circuit, right? A simple circuit for your abs. It's going to target the front of your abs, and it's also going to target the obliques as well, all right? And you can do this exercise standing up. You don't have to go down on a mat or anything, all right? And it's going to help you to get your midsection in shape. All right, guys? So the first one we're going to do is alternating standing crunch. And we're still getting that cardio aerobic movement going. All right, guys? So we're getting warmed up. And let's get straight into it. So what I want you to do, you put one hand on your waist, one hand on your temple, send that leg back, and you're crunching. You lift your knee up to your elbow and back down. Ready, guys? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you keep your core tight, right? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. You're crunching. 4. Come on. 5. Stay focused. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Good job, guys, if you were following. So what we are going to do now is standing Russian twist, which is going to hit the front and the side, the obliques. All right? So go down into a gentle squat, hands on the temple, and you twist rather from left to right or from right to left. Ready, guys? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on, guys. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Good job, guys. And you're back to stepping. Back to stepping, right? Want to get that heart rate up. Get your blood flowing. Get your heart pumping. Get you ready to start your day. All right? So we're going to do 2 more sets in this circuit, and then we're going to call it a day. All right, guys? We're moving. Keep moving. Move those legs. Move those hands. All right? We're getting warmed up and ready for today. All right? Good. Let's get into that alternating crunch again. Ready, guys? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Good job, guys. If you are following, next side. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Good job, guys, if you are following. Final exercise in this set, this our second set. Squat down, nice and easy. Right, and you twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Good job, guys. And you're back to stepping. Back to stepping. All right. Remember, exercise is important. Any form of movement is important, guys. All right, guys. Exercise is good. And remember to drink your water in and between sets. All right, guys. So we got 1 more set, and then we're going to call it a day. All right, guys. You guys ready? You guys ready? All right. So alternating crunch. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Next set, guys. Straight into it. Let's go. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get that crunch going. 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Good job, guys. If you're following, now we're going to get into the standing Russian twist, right? Nice and easy. Go down to a gentle squat and a twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Good job, guys, if you're following. Now I'm feeling good. I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to go for 1 more set in that rotation. All right, guys? So I hope you're up for the challenge. You're going to join me in this final set. All right, guys? Right. So we're close to the finishing line, and we're going to wrap up, and we're going to call it a day. Ready, guys? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, guys. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Good job, guys. Russian twist, and then we're gonna call it a day. Ready, guys? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Good job, guys. I hope you accepted the challenge to do the last one. All right, guys, and this exercise is really effective. Very simple, yet very effective. It targets your midsection. Right head helps to get your midsection in shape. Remember, guys, always keep drinking your water. And I just want to encourage you to make healthy choices. Like I always say, it's 80 to 90% what you eat. It's your diet, right? And 10% exercise. It's your diet that's going to determine how you look and how you feel, and that's going to get you on your way to health and fitness. All right, so thank you so much for joining us, guys, for this morning's fitness. I hope that you're ready for today, ready to tackle whatever is thrown at you today. Your heart is pumping, your blood is flowing, and you are ready for whatever today has to offer. All right, guys. And of course, we have our Health-Wise coming up for you. And we also have the top stories from last night's newscast before we hand over to our host, Oslin Crosby. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us on Rise and Shine.
Eating local, but fruits and vegetables is definitely what we want to focus on moving into the future, because it keeps our bodies sustained with all the nutrients that we would need. And buying local also, of course, gives back to the community and the environment, because we eat local and then we compost and we put it back into the ground, and then it starts all over again. And I think it's important for us to start with the youth and make sure that they going in the right direction as far as how they eat, because how they eat and what they eat is important for the way they think and develop. As a chef, just the flavor of eating local or eating fresh ingredients just heightens. And as I mentioned, the nutritional value growing. I think that the importance for as a chef to prepare something local is, again, about enhancing all the flavors, getting all the flavors into the food. We focus on Flavors of Grenada. We focus on training young people how to eat. And in turn, it'll kind of spill over into the rest of the family. And our fruits, and my advice is to continue to utilize the fruits and vegetables that are right there in your backyard. Every one of us just about has a banana tree in our yard. So focus right there on healthy snacks for the youth, because again, this spurs their memory and their thinking and their learning experience. So it's important to put in good, healthy things. And during the pandemic, as you mentioned, it was a time when everybody realized that this is what we need to be focusing on. And if anything positive does come out of this pandemic, that should be one of them, that we need to definitely stick with the agriculture, plant a garden, plant a couple of things in your garden, and harvest your garden and utilize that food, and make sure that you stay away from pesticides as well. That's also important to stay healthy.
I am Tonya St. Louis Lawrence with the details. Residents of Grand Roy St. John are counting their blessings after a loose boulder burst into their house early Wednesday morning. MTV News visited the area today and spoke to one of the residents in the community who pointed out that the situation could have been worse. She is grateful no one was hurt. Nikita Hostin has more.
At around 2 a.m. on Wednesday, a large boulder crashed into a wooden house in Grand Roy St. John, crashing into the bedroom. According to one resident, thankfully no one was at home at the time of the incident, and they are counting their blessings because the situation, they say, could have been worse. Shopkeeper Norma Chance McEwen, who lives next door to the house where the boulder came down, spoke to MTV News about the incident.
This morning, when I hear bang, so when I hear the bang, I say, Tamanda, you look at that stone come down. So I say, either you reach in the road, I must stay on the edge. Eh? So when I get up and watch, I didn't see, nothing. So this morning, when Tamanda wake up, before that, before I go back and lie down, I say, I hear two vehicles pass, I don't hear they stop. So I say, no, he end in the road. And this morning, Tamanda wake up to go to work. She come and she tell mommy, I stone they come down and go in 5 cents house. So the same time, when I come out, I watch and I see the stone. So everybody come and they thinking it come out quite up on the hill up there, but the stone come up right just there.
McEwen says this is not the first time a boulder came down in the area.
The first time one came down and went down in the house opposite by me there, that is Winston, yes, and break his septic tank. Yes.
McEwen says something should be done urgently about the large boulders on the other side of the road.
Yes, it's a concern. I mean, yes, they should take step and do something with the stones and them on top there. If it's like what they do in Kotomeli, they could kind of, put a, yeah, because it's very dangerous for vehicle. Dangerous for sometimes a child coming out to school, he might stand up there, you never can tell what coming out on top and come down and do. So really good. Do something, time for the government, do something with that there.
Nikita Hostin, MTV News.
Residents in Chantemelle are taking a stand against a judgment handed down by Magistrate Teddy St. Louis in a sexually related matter. According to residents of the community, the action to relocate an alleged sex offender to Chantemelle by the magistrate is unfair to the females in the community. Rachel Bain has more.
According to a release from the Community Relations Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, a St. Lucian citizen was charged with 4 counts of rape and 2 counts of indecent assault in Grenada and made his first court appearance before the St. George's Magistrates Court on Monday, 21st February. The 38-year-old landscaper Candias Mathurin was granted bail in the sum of 50,000 EC dollars with one surety, with the following conditions: surrender all travel documents and to relocate to Chantemelle St. Patrick. The accused resided in St. John before he was ordered to do so. Glendon Augustine, a resident of the area, says the people in the community are outraged at the magistrate's decision.
He has relocated to Chantemelle. We don't know which house he is in. We don't know how the authority come by to allow him to relocate to Chantemelle. So we are asking at present, could the Minister of National Security or the Commissioner of Police explain to we the villagers of Chantemelle why and how come we are the chosen village for such predator?
Augustine added that Chantemelle is not a haven for criminals, and the message must be sent to people.
It's not going on too nice with everybody. Everybody is on ease. Nobody don't know which house he in. It's like he's Nicodemus. He comes by night, and we don't know. The another problem that we are faced with this gentleman is that he only have to report to the Union Police Station within 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on a Wednesday. And there is only one Wednesday within the week. So within this time, he's in a strange land. He in a strange place.
MTV spoke to other residents in the community. One young man who did not wish to appear on camera told our news team he has more questions than answers. Although Maturin's exact location in the village is unknown, he believes that females in the area are not safe with the alleged sexual predator living there.
All I need to know is, like, I just have a few questions about it. Like, why Shantimel, right? And he is not a native of Grenada, so why does he have to be relocated to a village in Grenada? Couldn't he have been deported, or even if like there is some court proceedings that has to take place before he is being deported, couldn't he be placed in a holding cell or something like that?
Another villager who also declined to appear on camera says she wants him gone. They do not feel comfortable with him around.
No, he didn't have right to be in Shantimel. Yes, his community is at threat. It's true. He didn't have to be up here. We didn't want him up here, but
Candias Maturin will make his second court appearance to answer to the charges on 26 April 2022. For MTV News, Rachel Bain.
Wednesday saw the signing of the Declaration of St. George's towards the reduction of intra-CARICOM roaming charges to facilitate the CARICOM single ICT space and the CSME, an initiative that is expected to reduce the overall roaming cost in the region. Donella Hostin has more.
Digital connectivity is the key pillar on which Wednesday's signing to reduce the intra-CARICOM roaming charges stand. In July 2021, Grenada's Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Mitchell, met with a team of telecommunication providers to discuss the elimination of roaming charges. This idea was fully supported by Barbados's Prime Minister, Mia Mottley, who stated the importance of data and information.
Data and information really have become the new oil. And it drives the new economy. We are resolved that we cannot build a modern Caribbean economy. We cannot forge a single market and economic space. We cannot develop a pan-Caribbean market in digital services across education, culture, business, trade, and finance if there are serious gulfs between our nations.
Speaking at the signing ceremony was Minister Melford Nicholas, president of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, CTU, who shared their contribution over the years. He also spoke about having a seamless network.
Seamless intra-Caribbean, intra-CARICOM roaming has always been identified as a flagship feature of the single ICT space. The guiding principles of the CTU are grounded in integrity, multi-stakeholder engagement, and a belief in the value of collaboration and partnership. These principles have governed the CTU's efforts to achieve the goals of the single ICT space.
Also making presentations and affirming their commitment were both Cable and Wireless and Digicel.
Cable and Wireless, the operators of Flow Business, and CNW Business, is proud to make a concrete step towards answering the call of CARICOM and its citizens to reduce mobile roaming charges in our region.
Today represents a significant initial milestone again on the roadway towards achieving a single ICT Caribbean space that is so vitally important, not just for the social aspects of the economy and peoples of the Caribbean, but for their economic development as well.
Prime Minister Mitchell, who is CARICOM's lead on science and technology, said they are hoping to achieve the total elimination of roaming charges throughout the entire CARICOM family.
On behalf of my colleague heads of government of the community and the people of the Caribbean community, I thank them for that commitment to significantly reduce roaming charges in the region. But I stress again, there is much more to be done as we move to seek to deliver on our original objectives.
Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
Pollster Peter Wickham believes that Grenada is getting ready for election mode, with the National Democratic Congress rolling out some of its candidates and the new National Party preparing for its convention this weekend. However, both parties have a major challenge ahead of them. Rachel Bain has more.
With the rollout of the new candidates, Wickham believes that the National Democratic Congress is sending a signal that it is refreshed revised and ready, while the new National Party appears to be responding delicately. The youthfulness of the NDC, according to Wickham, is creating excitement among Grenadians.
The youthful leadership and his youthful perspective in terms of the new candidates is creating some level of excitement nationally. The challenge with the NDC is that we don't know whether the excitement is related to the fact that the NDC is finally beginning to do something, or the excitement is related to the fact that the NDC has candidates that are actually exciting people. And I think that unless we are actually doing some kind of a scientific investigation, it's difficult to know which. And a party that has done as badly as the NDC for the last 2 or 3 terms, one would assume that any level of interest would be generated, or a significant level of interest would be generated, even if it is that they're changing candidates and they're bringing new people in.
There is a challenge with the youthfulness of the party, the pollster believes.
Time will tell whether these new candidates will excite people. However, there is a danger, like in all things. Youthful exuberance is always good, and people will often invest in a youthful team. Certainly, the revolutionary government that Grenada had in the 70s under Maurice Bishop was a very youthful administration, and there's no question that was part of the excitement that it brought. At the same time, however, when Grenada is experiencing the kind of challenges it's experiencing with COVID, etc., there is always a feeling that experience has considerably greater weight. And I think this is what the NDC will be selling.
The NMP, Wickham says, has a challenge ahead of them.
It's difficult for a government to be in power as long as the NMP is in and not lose supporters, either through death, which is a natural occurrence, or through attrition, which is basically that people just get fed up and decide, they're going to look for someone else to support. So one would argue that the NNP is right now for losing supporters because it has gained significant support over time. And I think the last election, the swing away from it was relatively marginal, suggesting that it didn't lose any significant number of supporters. But my sense is that it certainly wouldn't surprise anyone if they lost supporters. The question is, would they lose enough supporters to lose seats?
Will the dealing of the COVID-19 situation for the past 2 years affect the NNP at the polls? Wickham shares his sentiments.
There's no question in my mind that in all of the Caribbean countries, people have judged the government on its ability to have handled COVID. But I think that in the back of people's minds, there's also an analysis that says that while we were not 100% happy with how these things were being done, we appreciate that globally and regionally there's been a similar approach in all instances. Regardless, however, Grenada was able to get to a stage where you had a relatively higher vaccine uptake than a place like St. Vincent and the Grenadines that actually imposed mandates. And I thought that was a significant achievement.
For MTV News, Rachel Bean.
The General Hospital is slowly returning to its normal operations. However, they are still facing some issues due to them being short-staffed. According to Dr. Taisha Donald, as a result of this, they had to revisit some of their operations to accommodate priority cases.
We have since had issues again with staff becoming ill, and we have had to make adjustments again to putting our elective cases on hold. So presently we're now in the process of evaluating whether or not, how long we're going to put our elective cases on hold. Right now, we'll continue to do all the urgent and emergency cases. So when we speak about the urgent cases, we speak of cases, for example, tumors, any type of cancer, or anything that would jeopardize a person's well-being.
She explained that they do have a backlog of surgery cases that they have been trying to catch up on, but it will take a while to get through them. With the Minister of Culture announcing the return of Carnival 2022 after 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This year's festivities will be held on August 8th and 9th. Here are some reaction from people on the return of Spice Mass 2022.
Grenada is gearing up to host Spice Mass 2022 for the first time in 2 years. Minister of Culture and Sports Yolande Bain Horsford announced on Tuesday that Carnival will be staged on August 8th and 9th and will take a blended approach including virtual audiences. MTV spoke to some people in St. John about the news. Some told our news crew they have been playing Carnival despite the pandemic.
Yeah, well, I'm feeling much excited and happy that we have an official Carnival because I think Carnival is a form where most people get revenue. persons look out for a carnival in the sense of income. So person go get a little band thing, even artists. Because if you look before, a lot of artists was on the down low. Those who can make it to travel, they was on the down low. But now you can see the artists happy and they kind of gear up. So it will be a more fluctuation in the revenue in Grenada for Carnival.
It's not new because for the last 2 years I had my Carnival. So it's nothing new.
How I feel about Carnival? Well, I feel this year I find they should have Carnival, you know, because then if Corona gone, everything nice in the place to check. Yeah.
We always have Carnival? We always have Carnival in Guelph. So we don't know about this thing about lockdown and who having we always have Carnival in Guelph. We're the Republic of Guelph.
Minister Yolan Bain Horsford also urged people to get vaccinated before Carnival 2022.
And at this point in time, I want to urge persons to get vaccinated. I believe we have enough time to get vaccinated. Carnival is in August. We just announced that, and we are in February, the end of February, so we have all these other months to get ourselves, or at least 2 months ahead, to get ourselves vaccinated.
When the residents were asked if they will consider getting vaccinated, this was their response.
Well, for me, I don't want no vaccine. I don't take no vaccine, you check, because then I just stuff area and you check. Yes, last year, so then I don't believe in them thing there. You check, so then, you know, just an African Carnival, man. I know Corona lady will and go.
I think the vaccination thing should be on a low for now. The only thing I should have a problem with, if you had a vaccination to go in church, if you get vaccination to go in church, then it should be a problem to me. But going to show with unvaccinated, I think it should be a no-no. It should be a no-no because you have persons going to shows and they unvaccinated and they stay in the same house with their wife or their children and so.
Nikita Hostin, MTV News.
Patrons are preparing for Kayak Mass 2022 after 2 years of not having it. And this year, the ever-popular Jab Jabs will be traveling to the Sister Isle for the event. MTV spoke to Stephen Jacobs, commonly known as Slum, who will be going up with this weekend with hundreds of Jab followers. He says this is something they have been patiently waiting for, and they are happy to have that opportunity after 2 years. Here is Donella Hostin with that story.
After 2 years without Carnival, Kayak Mass 2022 will be the first massive event for the year. This weekend, patrons from mainland Grenada are expected to journey up to the Sister Island. Even though many of the COVID restrictions have been lifted, some still remain. And Stephen Jacob, popularly known as Slum, head of the Real Jab Jab, says he and his team are fully aware of the COVID protocols that will be in place. And they are encouraging everyone to follow the guidelines set by the authorities.
I feel great, you know. I believe that the authority made a good decision. I know they take everything into consideration, you know, and I believe it's a good move. You're going to benefit a lot of people. This is a different time for us. We will still follow some of the COVID protocol, like we'll make sure people sanitize, they have their masks.
Jacob says they are happy to have Mass back again, and they are hoping for a good turnout as they head up to Carriacou on Saturday morning aboard the Dolly C. He explained the rules on board.
You know, once you're in certain areas, like if you're downstairs, you will have to have on your mask, because downstairs is an AC area, so you'll have to wear your mask downstairs. So if you're on the second floor and the up floor, you're free. You could take off your mask if you want, but it's up to you if you want to wear it or don't wear it. You know, but downstairs, we would like for everybody to wear the mask and the AC downstairs, you know? So we will try to keep that in place. One other thing is the sanitizing. We believe that should remain. That shouldn't come out because it's something like good for people. Yeah, there will be no oil on the boat. The boat is just the transport to take us to Carriacou. You have 3 different levels. They could fit if you want on the second floor. You have the up floor to relax, the bottom floor to relax. So there will be no oil. You know, it's just for the people transportation for the people to go and support the people in Carriacou.
When probed about his preparations for the upcoming Mass, Jacob said this was something he has always been doing.
Well, for me, I never stopped do job. You know, I never stopped, so I just had to put things in place for Carriacou. So apart from finances, it's easy, you know. The mill already signed up. I started grinding the coals. I was making helmet all along, so everything there is just ready to go.
Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
Good morning and welcome to this your Rise and Shine program here on Magic FM and MTV. For today, Thursday, it is the 24th day of February. February so quickly moving out of the way, and we're about to usher in the third month of the year by next week, by next Tuesday. We're saying welcome March. So time is really moving quickly. So we say welcome. I am your host, Arcelyn Crosby. It's a pleasure to be here again with you today. Another day when we have an opportunity to start the day with you, give you, motivate you to go into the day being productive, and of course with a lot more positive disposition as to what you want to get out of the day. But remember, we only get what we give. So we start right. Give good and you will receive good. That we would encourage you to do today. Be positive, and always try to help someone. So we're not going to delay any further. We're going to get on into it. We go over to the Met Office when we start off the day by helping you plan with the weather. Hi, good morning.
How are you?
I am good, thanks, Mr. Robertson.
Okay, you ready?
Yes, you can proceed with the weather report.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Robertson. We hear that for the weather condition for today. Remember, fair and breezy, partly cloudy conditions. A bit of that expected. On that note, I want to add a word of caution. If we are expecting fair and breezy condition, whenever it is breezy, it means that our sea becomes a little bit agitated. I know it is Kayak Carnival weekend. I know that we will be attempting to use some very unsafe means to get to Carriacou. And I want to speak to this all morning here on the program. Please, we cannot afford to have a repeat of 2016. We cannot afford to have a repeat of 2016. I know the information came late, but if we cannot use safe means to get to Carriacou this weekend, please stay home. Let us stay in Grenada. We cannot afford to have a repeat of 2016. With the conditions as forecasted by a meteorologist, breezy conditions does result in agitated seas. Please, let us do the right thing, be safe, and if we are going to use our personal boats to get to Carriacou, ensure that it is a craft, it is a vessel that can withstand those heavy waters between Grenada and Carriacou. Safety first, fet after. If you don't have life, you cannot fet. So it is important that we take this one on board. It is my hope that we can take this advice. Please, if we do have plans to do so, ensure that you plan properly. There are many vessels here from Carriacou that traverse the islands and do so safely. If we want to do so, then maybe we should come together as a group and speak to one of these vessels so you can get to Carriacou safely and back to Grenada. Please don't use these unsafe vessels to fete. Yes, it has been 2 years since we have had Carnival, but without life, we will not be able to experience the fete. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we should be speaking cricket.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Did you get your electricity bill to be so low? For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LED. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in. How do you know if it is working? We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Renelec, energizing our Grenada.
She was my life, caring for me, loving me from a baby. COVID came and she never left the house. She felt safe there. Just turned 80. She kept saying, "Son, go take the vaccine so you could come and see me. I miss you." And never did. Because I'm young and I'm strong, and people on Facebook say the vaccine don't really protect you. I went to see her because I thought I was fine. They had no symptoms. She was so happy to see me. I had COVID and I did not even know. Being vaccinated would have helped. I just know it. I just know it. I'm so sorry, Granny. I'm so sorry.
This message is brought to you by the Grenada COVID Crisis Group and the Grenadians United in Virginia.
Rise and shine.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. In case you're just doing so, it's 7:47 in the morning, so we are now counting down to the 8 o'clock start of most people's workday. We do hope that you get there early and safely, and that you can make the best out of this day. So before we went to the break, I was kind of sharing a warning, or rather a word of advice to nationals, Grenadians, planning to go to Carriacou on the weekend. So we started at home, and now we have to extend. We have to go outside now. The world now, I know all eyes are on the news of various television stations, be it the CNN, BBC, you name it. We are following all of them as it all unfolds in Ukraine, as Russia has invaded Ukraine upon instructions by President Vladimir Putin. He called it a special military operation at dawn. Some 40 lives already lost, according to media reports out there, and that includes people from the army and civilians. The images coming out of Ukraine, it is heartbreaking. And of course, we know that the policymakers, the EU, the sanctions, we're hearing threats of the harshest ever sanctions that will be imposed on Russia. And we're going to take in just a little bit of live from CNN as to what's happening there. NATO Secretary General speaking on the Russia-Ukraine invasion.
There is and there will be even more NATO forces in the East in the coming days and weeks.
Final question to TV2.
Thank you for the question, Mrs. Sørsdal from TV2 Norway. Secretary General, you have received apparently very good intelligence in recent weeks. You have shared it. You have been open about it. Do you have any information of the Russian plans ahead?
So our intelligence has been very precise because it has predicted over now several months the military build-up, but also the intentions, the plans of Russia to attack Ukraine. But of course those plans could always be changed, and we continue to call on Russia to change its course and to not attack. And then we saw this morning that they attacked. And that was no surprise, because that was exactly what our intelligence services have predicted over several months. We have shared that intelligence to mainly try to prevent Russia from attacking. We have shared intelligence not only about the military build-up, but also about all the different attempts by Russia to create a pretext, stage situations that they can use as an excuse. These absolutely false claims of genocide against Russians, or the alleged sabotage actions inside Russia and so on. It is false. It is staged. But we exposed those attempts because we hoped that that could reduce the risk of a military invasion. We have seen that they have stick to their plans. They have done as they actually planned for a long time ago, and we need to understand that throughout all these weeks and months, when they said that they have no plans of invading Ukraine, they had plans, and they were not only having plans, but they actually built up all these forces with one clear aim, and that was to invade Ukraine. And despite that, they were telling us and the world and the public that we have no plans to invade Ukraine. Yes, they had plans, and now we have seen that actually they were serious about invading Ukraine all the time, never serious about really engaging in diplomatic efforts. What we see now is a full-fledged invasion of Ukraine from multiple directions. We see air, land, and naval forces taking part in those attacks. It's too early. We don't have a full damage assessment yet, but this is extremely serious. It's an attack on a peaceful, sovereign, independent nation, and it is a war of a type and a scale we actually thought was part of history in Europe, but now it's back in real, and it's imposing enormous suffering.
Thank you so much. For those joining us, we were just taking in a bit there from CNN on the NATO president speaking about the invasion this morning, Russia into Ukraine, its likely implications. And here in the region, I know the question for me is, what will be its likely implications to us in the Caribbean, though they may be far away? We know that whenever these big countries, things happen out there, it affects us one way or the other, be it in freight, cost of fuel, so many things, so many implications it can have. But we wait to see, and we know that our policymakers, our bloc, our leaders, I'm sure, are looking on and also planning as to how the implications and how we will be dealing with them. So we go over, as promised, that we will be speaking cricket this morning, and with Joining me this morning is no stranger, a colleague, a veteran, a foundation member of media, one that I have looked on for years and continue to be guided by, Mr. Troy Garvey. Good morning, Mr. Garvey, and welcome to Rise and Shine. It's our first conversation for the new year, so Happy New Year to you.
Good morning to you, Oslin. Good morning to all your listeners across your platform. And it's indeed a pleasure to be here and wishing persons the very best for 2022.
We are starting off the year, thank you. We are starting off the year on a good foot. Here comes cricket in the first quarter of the year. And we know that anytime we speak cricket, anytime we see you, most of the time we see you now, it's something relating to cricket. So let's talk about the upcoming games, but I know it's a lot more than cricket. We are offering so much more this time around, but I think first we need to focus on how people can actually be able to access the game. So let's talk about the games, the days, and how we can attend. We are still cricket lovers, and we have been yearning, we've been waiting for this for quite a while.
Well, West Indians, by and large, are lovers of the game, and I don't think that would ever change.
Yeah.
We are accustomed to winning. We are accustomed to being the very best in the world. Unfortunately, we are not in that position right now, but we still hold on to our legacy, the likes of Vivian Richards and Brian Lara and Clive Lloyd and Junior Murray. There's so much to be proud of as a West Indian people as it relates to cricket, and that's why it's in our DNA, it's in our fabric to always enjoy a good game. And when you add England into the equation, it takes it to a different level, a different perspective. And we have been very fortunate to be hosting the third of 3 test matches. We like to make it absolutely clear. It's a test match. It's white ball cricket. I know we all go for the T20 and the one-day internationals, but this is white ball. This is red ball, sorry. It's a red ball game. And it's 5 days. It's at the National Stadium starting on the 24th of March. And the countdown is on. It's just a bit over 1 month. So you will see, actually, we have planned a 4-week rollout in terms of promotions and hyping of the game, understanding very well that these events, these games, they have a life of their own and things happen at the right time to ensure the success of the games. And this is going to be no exception. And we are ready as we speak, as based on where we are and the timelines that we have before us. And we're very comfortable, we're very confident that we will deliver, we'll host a great game, we'll ensure that the visitor experience is immaculate and everything will be in place for the visit of the English squad for the 3rd test match here in Grenada, starting on the 24th of March.
Yes, and I'm
happy to we being ready, because we know that there are extensive work going on now in the stadium. If we pass in the area, we would see a lot of work going on there, and I believe it has to do with preparation for cricket. It will form part, you did speak a while ago to the ensuring that the field, it's immaculate, but I know that there are other external work that is happening too in preparation of that big game starting on the 24th of March.
Well, persons going by the stadium right now will see lots of external work taking place. It's all part of the St. John's River, that's the river project, the mitigation project that's going on there for flooding. It's not directly part of the game or not related to the stadium, but there are some implications, and we are working along with the contractors and so to ensure that what they are doing will continue. It will not affect the game in any way or the venue in any way when it comes to a match day. But we are in discussions. We are working together to ensure that the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted to ensure a great experience, a great game.
Good, because I know that might have just been a concern. Mr. Garvey, we are still living in the pandemic, though our numbers, and so yes, we seem to be getting a lot of announcements of the easing of restrictions, but we are still living within the pandemic. How do we get to the games? What are the requirements?
It's not going to change as relates to the last sets of international games we had here last year, and that was the tour of the South African team when we had the 5 one-day internationals here. As we stand right now, as signed off on by the Ministry of Health, approved by the government of Grenada and CWI, we are looking at vaccinated persons only at the National Stadium. And we're speaking of fully vaccinated persons at the National Stadium. We are pretty comfortable that persons, they knew of the game. There were issues since last year as relates to the situation with South Africa and the West Indies in terms of access, persons wanting to see the one-day internationals. They've had lots of time. There have been vaccinations available. You have 3 options here in Grenada. And as we stand right now, to purchase a ticket, to access the stadium, to enjoy the game, you have to be fully vaccinated.
Okay.
And I would like to make the point, and that is quite consistent with the protocols as stand right now here in Grenada. We understand there are lots of things being changed and relaxed as the case may be, but as we stand right now, that is consistent with the protocols in place as outlined by the Ministry of Health.
Okay.
I agree. At least we have to speak in one voice. That we know. You spoke a while ago of a 4-week rollout, and you just spoke to just before I interjected here that you must be fully vaccinated to be able to purchase a ticket and access the stadium. When can people start purchasing tickets, and where?
Tickets right now. You can purchase tickets online right now. You can go online to windiescricket.com and you can go to the website and purchase tickets. And there are discounted tickets for West Indian locals. It's quite consistent across the board. It will be the same in Antigua, Barbados, and here in Grenada. You can purchase tickets, I think, West Indian locals. So I'll zero it in to be specifically for us. Grenadians, I think, will, once you show proof that you are a Grenadian, you'll get a 50% off the tickets as it stands right now, any part of the Seton Bowl. And what we have done extensive work in making the entire Seton Bowl available. So there'll be no restrictions in terms of when we did the South African tour, we used the upper level because the protocols were distinctly different to now. Now we're looking at both levels, including the posse stand area. So persons can go online, purchase tickets at windiescricket.com and have a ticket in hand as we speak. You can do so as of today. As relates to purchasing tickets directly from the box office here in Grenada, the box office will be opened about 5 working days before the first day's play. So that's around the 17th or so of March. The box office will be open at the National Stadium, that you can go directly to the box office and purchase a ticket for the game. It's the only location that you will be able to purchase a ticket. That's at the box office at the National Stadium and online from windiescricket.com.
Okay.
Great. It would not be just cricket this time around, and you did speak of the English. You know, whenever the English comes to the Caribbean, it's a different experience. They don't just come, they bring so much more, but I think they look forward to a lot more too from us here in Grenada. When they come, River Road is buzzing. The entire country buzzes whenever the English comes, and we are offering them a lot more than just cricket. We're not just offering them sports, we're offering them our culture. We know that we will be having we have heard many talks about the mini carnival that will be on display, that will be a part of our experience here to our tourists.
I just want to manage persons' expectations, okay? I want to let persons know that this is much more to us, the country, much more than just bat and ball and playing the game. That aspect is going to happen. On around 10 o'clock in the morning on the 24th, barring good weather and all the other elements, the first ball is going to be bowled. And there are persons responsible to ensure that that happens. As a country, I think we need to understand that we need to send a very positive message to the rest of the world, to the Caribbean, to the world, to the entire international sporting fraternity, and especially using the British fans and the United Kingdom, that Grenada is back, that Grenada is still the most beautiful spot in the Caribbean, that we as a people can deliver a mind-blowing experience. It's not just about cricket, it's also most importantly about spice, about Grenada. So you find the Grenada Tourism Authority has taken the lead in this initiative. They have been very proactive, they have been very aggressive, not only in the UK market, but also here in Grenada, to ensure that the visitor experience is something that is second to none. And it goes back from arrival at the Maurice Bishop International Airport and to the stadium and getting back onto the plane or back onto the boat or however you came to enjoy the experience. We want to ensure that the visitor experience is second to none and persons will have a fantastic time. Through the Tourism Authority and Spice Mass, they're doing a number of cultural presentations. They're planning a fan zone. There are a number of things they're planning, mainly to showcase Grenada, to showcase country. So it's culture, it's all different things. Most persons are saying, oh, it's a mini carnival. It's about showcasing Grenada and the various cultural elements and using the cricket platform to showcase this beautiful country of ours. So I think it's important that not just the visitors, but we as Grenadians come out and be a part of the experience. Let's not do it just for the few thousand fans that we are expecting and hoping, but let's do it for ourselves. Let us once again enjoy great moments around sport. So as a people, as a nation, we can say, look, we did a fantastic job.
So are we saying, Mr. Garvey,
culture and involving Grenadians in anything to do with cricket, we know what happens, right? You spoke to the posse stand being open. I think people would start planning now having their coolers and coming out with no restrictions on seating. Okay.
There are restrictions in terms of what you can carry into the ground. Okay. And persons will be very flexible. You will not be able to bring their sizes. International events of this nature dictate certain sizes and certain things that we have to understand and be a part of. And the cooler size must be able to fit under your seat. There are a number of things. Do not expect to bring a pot 6 feet by whatever, because you're coming to have as much as we enjoy cricket. And it's unique in the Caribbean, and Grenada is no exception. But we must understand it's an international event and we must manage those things. And there will be restrictions. You cannot come with glass bottles. There are sponsorship implications. There are a number of things that you must adhere to and you will be guided to. But just keep in mind that it's nothing that it's new. It's something that we've been a part of since 2007, the hosting of Cricket World Cup. These are things that we have been a part of and we know. So it's a matter of coming, sharing the experience, enjoying great cricket, and keeping our fingers crossed and hope that we can have a West Indies victory.
I love the hopeful, just that energy this morning. We can see the difference compared to cricket last year when we had it last year. We're still in the bowels of the pandemic. We are seeing some light at the end of the tunnel, and we are looking forward to the return of what we know, but rather better.
But I think we must be careful. Huh? We must be very, very careful and not take it for granted. Yeah. And I think you have a personal responsibility in terms of doing what is expected and be guided by the science. Yes. We are seeing things happening. We are seeing things opening. We're seeing all measures and protocols being relaxed and changed almost on a daily basis. And that's happening internationally. But the reality is that this situation, this pandemic, this virus is still in the air, is still out there, and we must be guided accordingly and take personal responsibility of what we do, how we do, and why we do it. So I think it's something that I like to tell persons, it's your responsibility. Be smart, be guided by the science, and let's all coexist and have a great time. But as it relates to the game, I think we are ready. The Cricket Association, they are doing what they're supposed to do, and they're in a state of, in a good stead right now as we speak. I'm pretty comfortable a month away from the event where we are. And persons who have been out, oh, I'm not here hearing much. As we say, there's a 4-week rollout plan. You'll be hearing much more on TV. You will be seeing much more of me. You have the opportunities probably to win merchandise and tickets. You know, you are going to hear it. It's a matter of preparing yourself, saving the date, the 24th of March to the 28th of March, 5 days of good cricket, England versus Team West Indies, and, you know, let it be known, it's going to be great in the Spice.
Great.
I don't think I need to ask for parting words again for you. That conclusion was exactly what I've been looking for. Mr. Garvey, thank you again, but I will ask you any parting words as we wrap up this morning.
Again, I just want to urge persons to know that you can get tickets. Tickets are available online. You can go to windiescricket.com and get tickets. There are discounts in place for nationals, Caribbean nationals, across the 3 platforms. That's Barbados, Antigua, and Grenada. You can purchase tickets. The actual box office will be opened later on in around the middle of March, around the 17th of March. I think it's 5 days before the first ball bowled on the 24th, and you'll get tickets there. There are lots of exciting things planned. And the word is that the hotels are ready. The hotels from the tour operators have been engaging. The booking agents have been, the response and reaction we're getting from the hotels is that they are showing high occupancy. There have been requirements for persons who have apartments and Airbnb will want to make that available because persons are inquiring. And I'm sure over the next 2-3 weeks or so, you will see much more inquiries coming your way. So if you have such a facility, you can get in touch with the Tourism Authority to let them know and make it available. And as a nation, as a people, understanding, let us show it's about country, not just about cricket at the stadium. This year is about Grenada and showcasing the many, many great things about this country, our people, our experiences, and we just want to share it, and this is the right platform to do so. So as we say, the next 30 days or so will be hectic, and as we ready ourselves to, again, welcome and showcase Grenada to the world.
Thank you so much, Mr. Garvey. It was a pleasure, as always, speaking with you. And I'm going to use your words here to say it's showcasing country through cricket. Yes? I think we can agree to that. Thank you.
Cricket, enjoy the Spice.
Very well. Enjoy the Spice. So, thank you again. We look forward to March 24th when the first ball will be bowled out. It's going to be an experience, and we are looking forward to it. We are looking forward to it. Be safe, Mr. Garvey, and thank you again for joining me this morning.
Thank you very much, and good morning to all your viewers and listeners across your platform. Have yourself a great day. And again, remember, cricket, Grenada, 24th of March. Come for the cricket, enjoy the Spice.
All right. Thank you again, Mr. Garvey. Come for the cricket, enjoy the Spice. And that is what we will be looking forward to. And we, Grenadians, we are enjoying it. Remember, as he indicated, windiescricket.com. You can go onto that site. They are discounted. Tickets are available right now. And people across the Caribbean, there are discounts available for us once you can prove that you are actually from the Caribbean. So here in Grenada, Antigua also, and the other country that will be hosting the games, 50% discount if you decide to go on to windiescricket.com and purchase your tickets. Now, the box office or domestic box office will be open from around the middle of the month, the 17th of March, when you will also be able to purchase your tickets. But remember, only fully vaccinated patrons will be able to access the games that will be starting on the 24th of March. So be prepared. We have time. If you decide to go on out there and do the 1 dose of the vaccine, you will be able to access cricket within the next month. So plan. We know we love cricket, and we have been hearing of the restrictions, the lifting of some of the restrictions. Seating, we have removed entirely that sitting arrangement, and as Mr. Garvey said, the entire cricket stadium will be available, including the stands, and it will be an experience of Grenada's culture, not just cricket, everything Grenadian at that cricket starting on the 24th of March. We love cricket. We love the game. We will not run away from it. We will be going to the stadium come March 24th, but remember, to access, you must be vaccinated. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we speak Kayak Mass happening this weekend.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low? For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LED. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
How do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Renlec, energizing our Grenada.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Welcome back. It's a festive morning here on Rise and Shine. First, we had an opportunity to talk about cricket. And remember, it's not just cricket, it's cricket and culture. Everything Grenadian come the 24th of March. But now we have brought you closer to what's happening on the weekend. It's Kayak Mass, as we see, an explosion of Kayak Mass. And that information came on Monday when Minister Stewart spoke to it. I know the whole place went into a frenzy. So this morning we are joined by Chairman of the Festivals Board, Mr. James Skylack Stafford. And that's a name we all know. Skylack, I think, is one that we all know. And he is Chairman of the Festivals Board. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Stafford, and welcome to Rise and Shine. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning to you, and good morning to your pleasant listeners. It's a nice, bright and sunny morning in Carriacou, and all is going well, so God bless for the good day.
Right. So that's a good
start. It's Thursday. The weekend has started, and you know the weekend, it's all happening in Carriacou. All roads lead to Carriacou this weekend. What to expect? We know that you are not the chairman, or rather the head of the Carnival Committee, but the Festivals Board, and I know the activities that are proposed by the Carnival Committee did need approval or sanction by the board. So speak to us about what's happening in Carriacou this weekend.
Yeah, well, okay. So because of the lateness, just to share some clarity, as I'm chairman of the Carriacou and Petite Martinique Festivals Board, and each festival have a chairman, but because of the lateness, and when I say lateness, the situation that we all come out in, we're still in the pandemic mode, but at least we are more in a better position to come out now. So we join with the Carnival Committee, spearheaded by the Festivals Board, to bring out Kayak Mass 2022. So Kayak Mass 2022 starts tomorrow, and it's a full weekend activity. There's a lot of activities, private promoters, some of them, and we have what are the festival promoting. Now, in so doing, we try to coordinate and put things together with the private sector, so the private sector could have a share what's going on. Because you know that a lot of people went out of business, especially the people in sports and culture, over the pandemic that we've been experiencing the last 2 years. But nonetheless, we are very grateful that we had the last carnival and we are in the first one. So for those people who come to Carriacou for the weekend, as I said, it starts tomorrow. We have a massive show, and all shows will be done based on the venue. So if the venue is full, then we have to stop there, because you know that they removed the gathering, but at the same time the venue capacity comes into play. So the venue capacity is important, and that's what we'll be working with. We trust, and I just got I'm using my phone, so a little call's coming in. I'm cutting a bit.
Okay.
We have what we have is the soca show tomorrow night, and on Saturday we have what you call the portrayal of Carnival, different aspects of Carnival in a virtual form. So Saturday starts at 2:00 in the evening, and we're showcasing all the culture that Carnival have to offer, the major aspect of Carriacou, the Martinique culture, and it will be ended with our Kings of Kings. So Saturday, that's it. And Sunday, a number of activities. Sunday, we have a breakfast at Mount Royal. We have another Calypso session down at the stadium. Apart, and it must be noted that we bring back the Juve into town. A lot of people is wondering about the Juve, so in the opportunity to let them know that the Juve is back in town. You know, we have some programs that we've been working. We will be working with over the weekend. I think we have, I know Joey T and some in Stoner songs will be in for the weekend. Killer songs will be in, and a lot of heavy songs from Grenada, including other the excursion. So we have a lot of activity, and as I said, we want to make sure and keep people in mind that we are not out of the woods. We are not clearly out of the pandemic. We have to keep in mind, we are advising people to lime, but to lime, do so in cluster. When you're liming, you're liming the groups that you're accustomed with, and make sure that, well, the social distance is not there again, but you have to be able to look after your own personal health. So use your discussion and do it wisely, enjoy yourself, and do so with caution.
Yes,
I support. This morning, I was speaking to the importance of Grenadians who may be considering going up to Carriacou, doing so safely, because we remember what happened in 2016, that very unfortunate incident. It's been 2 years since we have had Carnival, yes. I mean, everybody is looking for an opportunity to just free up, but we need to do so safely. There are many, many excursions. I know that's going up. Plus, we have the vessels from Carriacou that are done on the Carenage. You might just be able to arrange something with them instead of taking the unsafe route.
Yeah, well, that's very important also, because while we're having fun, as you say, we want to do so in an organized way, and that's why we also bring back Juve into town, because what you find, we were doing the Juve behind Sands to keep it small and tight, but we realized with the opening up and the carnival, the holiday on things around. So we open up a bit and we're making sure that we have space. So we are making sure from the committee and the festival board point of view that we keep people, reminding people that we are not 100% clear, but we know that people are going through a lot. We feel it for the young people, because we know that the young people, without that sports and that culture in their life could be very, very frustrating for them. But nonetheless, we have to do so with a limit. We have to do so with caution, and we have to do so remembering that there is still a few COVID out there, and all is not clear.
Yes, I agree.
Responsibility in the midst of the fun on the weekend in Carriacou, personal responsibility is still advocated to ensure that we continue on this stead and that we don't make a rebound in the wrong direction.
Yeah, sure.
So, Mr. Stafford, as we conclude, just
go over again. I know sometimes we were missing it because, as you did indicate, you are on your phone, and we know that the calls are coming in because everybody wants to know where you plan to put them for the weekend. I'm sure all guest houses, all the apartment buildings or so in Carriacou are filled at this point, so they will be calling you to find out where you will be putting them when they come up. So it's an interesting weekend for you. But just recap for us, on Friday you have a big event. On Saturday from 2 o'clock there is the parade of everything cultural on Carriacou and Petite Martinique, everything carnival. On Sunday you spoke about a breakfast that starts in Mount Royal, and then you have a calypso element. We kind of missed you there on that part. So just recap for us what's happening this weekend in Carriacou.
Okay, so I was saying on Friday we have that calypso showdown at the tennis court. And on Saturday, we have the different aspects of Carnival. So we're showcasing the Shakespeare Mass, the Old Mass, the King and Queens of the band. Everything will be showcased in a virtual form, and it will be being broadcast live throughout the globe. So we'll be broadcasting live to New York, to Canada, to London, and the Caribbean via GBN and other medias, and your MTV and Mikey Live and all the other media houses. So that's Saturday night, and then we climax with with the Kings of Kings Soca Showdown on that night. And on Sunday, we have the breakfast at Montreal. And Montreal is favorite for a little job. So I would know that there will be job and breakfast. And then on Sunday evening, we have the Calypso Showdown at the Stadium Car Park. That's in Lauriston. And then we move into the Juve on Monday morning. As I said, the Juve is back into town. We know we have the excursion with Slum and the crew. They are coming up on Saturday. So everything is more or less in place. And on Sunday evening, we will have a small parade. On Monday night, we will have a small parade of the band on the street. Not in a big way, but in to have fun, and we'll be enjoying also. You there?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much.
As to how people can get tickets, because I know Grenadians may be wondering how and where you can get tickets if you're coming up, because I think everybody wants to be up. And when you speak to the limit as it relates to venue, people will be trying to go in advance.
Yeah, well, the venues are pretty big, and so far, the ticket sales have started, and we don't see a major problem in that, but nonetheless, the normal ticket outlets is there. All the tickets are in the normal ticket outlets. I don't have them in my head now, but it shouldn't be a problem. Once you get into Carriacou, you just find the local ticket outlet and you can obtain a ticket. We advise people to buy a ticket because the ticket will be out, and the ticket is already out anyway. So we advise people to to take the advantage of buying the ticket early. Now, you mentioned about the hotels. Now, all the hotels are booked. I can tell you, before the morning of the announcement of the holiday, you could have get a room with a phone call in any hotel, but within 2 hours after that,
The announcement.
Filled to capacity. But nonetheless, we are assisting people who have houses and apartments that is not well known or that they can offer up. We assist a lot of people in getting those assistance. So if anyone have problems and they want to call, you can call me on 407-1111. That's 407-1111. And we while we're not promising, but we can see where we can help you.
Excellent. Always
hospitality at its best from Carriacou, yes, and the people from Carriacou. Skylark, thank you again. It's going to be an exciting weekend. We continue to encourage everyone, because it would not be just Grenadians in Carriacou. I'm sure Vincentians will be coming across as usual. We'll be expecting a lot more nationals. It's going to be a very busy weekend in Carriacou. We wish you and the team the very best, a successful weekend, but also a safe one. And I will continue to encourage Grenadians planning to go up that we use safe means to do so. Mr. Stafford, it was a pleasure. I know you're busy. We do appreciate that. And continue to do what you do. But as we do so responsibly and safely.
Okay. Thank you very much, my dear, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, and same to you.
That was Mr. James Skylark Stafford speaking to us, the chairman of the Festivals Board on the Sister Isle. What's happening this weekend in Carriacou? It's Kayak Mass. Monday is a holiday on the Sister Isle, and it will be Juve. So it's the first carnival experience for 2022. Remember, our last Mass was in 2019, and as Stafford just said, they had the last carnival, and now they have the first carnival. And remember, it's not just Carriacou. We heard the announcement from the minister on Tuesday that Spice Mass 2022, it's on. And come next week, the Spice Mass Corporation will be hosting a press conference with details as to how Spice Mass 2022 will be rolled out. It will be shared. Ooh, it's exciting times, isn't it? But we need to continue to encourage that of responsibility. It is important that we remember this. We have to be responsible. We are not entirely out of the woods as it relates to the pandemic. So it is important that while, yes, the social distancing aspect is out, capacity as it relates to venues, that also out, but we need to be responsible. Remember, as we open up and we are now allowed to have more gatherings, it means that we are more vulnerable and more exposed as it relates to transmission. What do? We still have the protocol of mask wearing and sanitizing. Let's do the little that we still have in place and continue to ensure that we are safe. Safety, as I always say, is an individual's personal responsibility. What we do, how we are, or what we do contract, most of the times is based on us. Let's be safe. So this weekend, it's Kayak Mass. We're going out there. If you're going out there to have fun, be safe. Please be mindful of this. Go out there and have fun. Leave all the knives and all the guns and all the problems at home. Let's find amicable ways to resolve issues if we do have. Now is a time to enjoy life. I think COVID has taught us the importance of valuing people and the time that we have, because we took it for granted until we recognized that we did not have it. So let's use that time wisely. Have fun, not fight. Fet, not fight. Again, and be safe. So that's it from us this morning. The team, thank you so much. Donessa, Elton, Chad, thank you. It's a pleasure. Tanya. And to Chad, we say, Chad. To Chad, we say it was a pleasure. It always a pleasure. Don't be a stranger. You will be around, I'm sure. But thank you, Chad, for those exciting mornings. I'm always here to receive you when I get in the morning and ensuring that the program happened. Chad, thank you so much for that dedicated service. And that's not just from me, but I'm sure from the MTV team. But I am giving you my special words of gratitude as you move on. Best wishes to you and your family. We do appreciate all that you have done for us. To our sponsors, thank you so much for your continued support. I will be back here with you next week, Tuesday, God's will, the first day of March, when we get to welcome a new month. The third month in the first quarter of the year. 2022 is moving quickly. And we know as we open up, it would seem as though the time is it's evaporating because so much is happening and we're trying to catch up. Remember, we cannot catch up. Time gone is time lost. What we do have is what's to come. Let's make the best of it. Try to be positive today. In the midst of everything that can be negative, look for a reason to be positive, as that's the only thing we can hold on to, positivity. As it can help brighten up one's day and it helps improve who we are. It makes us better people. So let's use that. Remember, Kayak Mass, be safe, please. Be safe, everyone. Be safe. And remember, as we do so, let's remember the people in Ukraine out there that's going through this invasion. It's the start of an unfortunate war, and we know many lives will be lost. Let's continue to keep them in our prayers. We will also understand as we roll into the weekend, into next week, what will be the likely implications of that invasion on the region of the Caribbean, on the world. But we wait to see what's happening. Let's still hope that things would eventually de-escalate and we don't get too far into it, but it has begun. Unfortunately, it has begun. So have a good day, everyone. I'm your host, Jocelyn Crosby. See you again next week, Tuesday, God's will, when we do this all over again, but in a new month. Be safe.
Rise and shine.